Hello again, folks. Some of you have already seen the first version of this video, but I've taken it down. I'm doing a sort of a second one because the first one I was really angry at the time, and I dropped a few F-bombs, and it's not really keeping with my brand. It is sort of how I really am in real life, but yeah, I just figured it'd be. I was really irritated at the time. Now I'm sort of accepted it. Long and the short of it is, I've been away from this channel for quite a while. Like, I've barely done anything in the last year or so, and I'm really grateful to everybody who stuck around, kind of wondering which way I wanted to go with it. There are so many books that I want to review that I feel that I would get in trouble on YouTube for reviewing, but I think they're an important part of the literature and library of knowledge, particularly in understanding the geopolitical world and religious world that we live in today. On a slightly positive front, it seems like the Overton window has opened quite a bit wider on issues like Israel and so on. I mean, I do see I see videos on YouTube now by like pastors and so on, tackling subjects that a few years ago were completely taboo. So I may start, putting my head above the parapet again. The trouble is, when you live in Bermuda, it's so small that if you tick people off, like, it can have big ramifications. And I've done that many times by taking a stance, even a mild stance on certain things, or even trying to like negotiate or diplomatically look at a subject that's controversial. I mean, I've had my life destroyed as a result by activists for different causes. But anyway, I just came back from a glorious 6-week hiking trip on the Camino de Santiago, but I was doing the Portuguese route from Lisbon up to Santiago. It was incredibly hot. It was my 8th Camino in 8 summers, probably my last one, though I say that every year. But my leg and back and spine are in bad shape. There were forest fires and everything, but I made so many friends, and it was just such a glorious time. It's a bit depressing to come back here, but I was really psyched to get the channel going again. I had a lot of ideas. I was buying cameras and microphones and everything, only to discover yesterday morning I woke up and I had 28 copyright complaints. These 7-day notices, all to do with my Lord of the Rings. And today, as an update, there were 5 more. So that's it for the Lord of the Rings. And that's what kicked this channel off. It was back in 2020 when during lockdowns, I just started reading it, and I read it every day, and it became a real labor of love. And, it's got like 55,000 views over time. It was never supposed to be any big deal. I just recorded it, and I had a friend of mine that lives about 20 kilometers away from me. We couldn't see each other in person, and we were just reading it together, but it was public. And so over time, we just gathered views, but the channel's not monetized. It never has been. I don't make a penny off of this stuff. It's totally low value. And what I liked most of all, really, was that it was kind of an akashic record of daily life under lockdowns. And there are things, I was looking at the videos, just I was having to erase them. There are things I'd forgotten about the COVID years, and little updates about what people were thinking, what was in the news, and so on. It's all gone because some greedy grabbler once feels that I'm stealing profits from them. It was some audiobook company. It's like just called Recorded Books Limited or something like that. And eventually I assume they're going to come for my Silmarillion and The Hobbit and whatever else I've got. So apparently you can't read books online. You can't just like go on a camera and read a book. I'm looking at the ones like, it makes me realize I can't even do like the screw tape letters because they're certainly not in the public domain yet, and I know that they're on audiobooks. So like, at what point, how much am I allowed to read and analyze as I read? Like, if I stop, at what point does it stop being a kind of lecture, a deep dive into the screw tape letters, and just become, oh, he's reading it like an audiobook? It's ridiculous. It's just so, everybody's got to have a piece of something. They all control it. There's that billionaire who says we don't even have a right to water. anymore. Like you got to pay for it. Everything in life you got to pay for, because there's some greedy monster who just can't live with people, just enjoying something without having to pay them for the privilege. So anyway, I'm re-recording this because some of my comments before were intemperate. I ended off by saying something that it was like a growl, but somebody interpreted it as me saying something else, which could probably get me in trouble. But anyway, so I'm really sorry. The Lord of the Rings is what has brought everybody to this channel, as humble as it is. So, I'm not upset if you guys all fall off, but I gotta try to come up with something. It's just, I don't know, man. They kind of they noticed me, and now I'm like, the eye of Sauron is on me. So anyway, man, that was like over 90 hours. More than that, it was like a real labor of love. It was kind of like my legacy. No one's gonna remember me when I'm dead, but at least there was like, I had these Lord of the Rings things that I thought would be on YouTube forever, Anyway, oh well. I'm just grateful for the people that did get to see them while they were up. So peace be with you all. And as Arnold said, I'll be back. I don't know when and I don't know how or in what capacity, but I'm still here. Thanks. Bye.